Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. Happy Sunday. So we have a few things that are going on in the skies today that really point to getting things done, but getting things done in your own way and really being super, super aware of your own intuition and the fact that there's more out there than just everything that we place in a little box on a day-to-day basis. So there's like more cosmic awareness. There's more intuitive flow that's happening today. Coupling that with really digging deep into your emotions and wanting to do things your own way, depending on how you go with this energy, it could be really, really positive day for you, or it could be like one of those days where you just want to lay in bed all day and cry. So it totally depends on how you are going to directly react to all of this, especially with the stuff that's going on in your chart. We'll get to that here in a second. I wanted to remind you guys that the raffle to win this handmade sterling silver spiral necklace pendant that has a black tourmaline in it, inside of it. Black tourmaline is really good for repelling negative energies. It's funny because even in the Leo reading, I think it's like a bitch be gone kind of necklace. That's the way that I said it yesterday in the Leo reading. The raffle tip is going to end this Wednesday, July 31st at midnight Central Standard Time. And to get into the raffle, all you got to do is purchase something off of my website. It could even just be a $5 extended love reading. The love readings are only $5.55, or the extended readings. This pendant is it's $60. So if you buy a $5 reading, you put your name in the raffle, and you could possibly win a $60 necklace. And it's this actual necklace that I'm wearing. So it's like supercharged with all of my healing and positive energy. I've been wearing it since I got it. Since it was sent to me. I'm actually think I'm going to have to like keep one for myself because I love it. And what's really cool about these is you can actually like interchange different stones in it. I will be adding Reiki healing to it before. So your stone that's in it and the silver that surrounds it will be supercharged with Reiki infused. Also, I am taking readings right now. Like I am doing readings for the next couple of weeks. I will stop scheduling readings, I believe August 18th, either August 18th or August 19th. I haven't really set that time, but I'll be on the road for the second half of August into the first week of September. So yeah, it's going to be like I may be able to do readings on the road or alignment sessions and stuff like that. And the reason why I'm on the road is I will be on the West Coast doing events. And so I will be in Los Angeles on August 24th. Still unsure about San Francisco. I think that we're going to be able to squeeze something in that week, but it will be a weekday. May or may not. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I know for sure that I will be in Portland, Oregon, for my 40th birthday celebration, August 30th. And we are just locking down a location in Portland for that. So if you'd like to come see me, that's what I'll be doing. Also purchasing those tickets. So if you want to see me in Chicago next weekend, a week from yesterday, I will be in Chicago on Saturday, August 3rd. And even if you purchase the tickets for these events, you will be added into the raffle as well. Your raffle ticket is your confirmation number of your order and your name. I'll be doing a live raffle drawing on August 1st at 10 a.m. Central. So I'll actually be picking the name. And then you don't have to be present to win on that live. You don't have to be present. I will email the person afterwards. So, okay. So into the energy. So we have the sun squaring Uranus. This is that really like shining light on the progressive stuff. You want to go your own way right now, which is great and fantastic. Make sure that you're not arguing with other people who don't want you to be progressive. This could be something where, because Uranus is very innovative, very progressive, wanting to move forward, if you get into a debate with somebody who is like all about being conservative and staying like in a box, today would be one of those days. It could also be very triggering because we also have the sun, which is in Leo, trining Chiron, which means it's in a triangle. This is that deeper wound healing. Trine is a really positive relationship, but when we have the wounded healer asteroid Chiron and the sun shining light and being in a good relationship with Chiron, it's actually, you could, I feel like today could be a really good day for you to see what it is that you need to heal and be really optimistic about doing it. I don't feel like this is the day to like pull the covers over your head and be like, no, I don't want to. Because the moon is aspected really, it's in a square with Neptune, but that's bringing a little bit of fantasy and idealism. Make sure, and it's also in sextile to Mars, which is the moon is in sextile, sextile is another really good relationship to Mars, which is letting us do things emotionally and taking action in a positive way. So, if you feel like you need to cover up today and like put your head under the covers because it's Sunday and you don't want to go to work tomorrow and you're really hating it, really look deeply within why you're feeling like that and find a way where you're not conforming. Because I know that a lot of people are in jobs where they like literally don't want to be in their job anymore because it's depressing, right? It's not what you want to do. You know that that's not what your sole purpose is here for, is to be in that job. And it's really hard to get out of a place like that when you're constantly like, you feel like you're moving up in an uphill manner and not going anywhere, right? So if you feel like you cannot get out of bed today, try and think of the reason why. Like, what is that wounding inside of you, that's not letting you focus on the positive aspects of moving forward? What is it that's keeping you stuck? If it is family, relationships, job related, it's time for a change. And today's a really good day with Mars and Jupiter also in trine, which we've talked about, this energy of Mars and Jupiter. Like, this energy is going to last for a couple of days. And as that trine is trying to push us forward, and be really optimistic about that push forward, and know that you can take action on the things that you really, really, really want to do. So if you're not allowing yourself to heal, because that sun trine Chiron is giving you an excellent opportunity to bring up all of those old wounds, if you are not allowing yourself to heal and you're just kind of sitting in that sadness or sitting in that pain, today you're not going to be able to take advantage of all the optimistic energies. Okay. So, allowing yourself to say, okay, what is it that's making me feel the way that I'm feeling? And this sun trine Chiron is going to be there for a good week, right? That energy is going to be there for a good week, maybe even two, because the sun is in Leo, Chiron is in Aries. They're not going anywhere. As the aspect kind of pulls away, it'll lessen a little bit, but I want you to take advantage of the healing opportunities that you can really, really have. Let's do a card pull. Yeah, see, and I have the Two of Swords wanted to like just fly out of the deck. So I have the Two of Swords. I'm using the Fate Shifters Tarot again. And I have the Strength card. And this is exactly what I'm saying. If you're not taking advantage of this optimistic sun in Leo energy right now, then you're not seeing the big picture. It's time for you to take the blindfold off. For some of you, it is time to take the blindfold off and recognize and realize what it is, how you are holding yourself back. I tweeted something this morning, and then I actually put it on Instagram as well, about being brave. And the only way that you are not going to regret things in life is if you have enough courage and vulnerability to be brave. It's not about being afraid of failure or afraid of being in pain or afraid of hurting yourself or hurting somebody else. It's about, because when you are vulnerable and you put yourself out there, there's a huge risk of getting hurt. There's a huge risk of failing at whatever it is that you put yourself out there for. But if you never put yourself out there, the regret will be worse. And I guarantee you can outshine yourself regardless of the outcome if you allow yourself to see the big picture. Allow yourself to see that even within vulnerability and bravery, there, is also a positive aspect to that. Being vulnerable does not just equal failure, right? Vulnerability has been one of those words that has a really bad stigma for a long time. So then we have the Hanged Man. This is exactly what I was talking about, the intuition telling you the planet stuff. If you feel like you have to be on pause today, then be on pause. If you have to allow yourself to pause and in order for you to see the optimistic side of things, let yourself do that. But don't do it. You need to do it looking at it in a different way. If you look at this Hanged Man, he put himself there on purpose in order to see things from a different perspective. He's enlightened. When he's upside down and he's on pause, he's actually enlightened, right? And then we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is about lying to yourself. It's really funny how it lined up just below the Two of Swords, right? So the only way that you could lie to yourself right now is if you tell yourself you can't do it out of fear. If you tell yourself that you can't do it because last time you tried to do something like this, you failed. Or last time you tried to do something like this, it just didn't work out in some way. And the more you tell yourself you can't, I can't, the harder it's going to be for you to grow, right? Oh, wow. Okay. So I thought it was just the Knight of Cups that came out, but actually the Ace of Cups came out underneath the Knight of Cups. So we're going to keep those two together. This is all about loving yourself. I really feel like this is all about loving yourself because the last card we have is the Empress, and this is creation and growth and opportunity. And the Empress is Mother Earth. She starts from the very beginning. Doubting yourself in this kind of energy, doubting yourself is not giving yourself enough love and affection. And one of the things that, like, if you really want to create something new in your life, I don't care what it is, if you're creating a new career, if you are starting your own business, if you are starting a family, if you're getting married, whatever it is that you're doing right now that's brand new to you, you have to do it without lying to yourself and saying all the what ifs. But what if it doesn't work? But what if this happens? But what if this but what if I start this job and I hate it? What if I start this business and I hate it? So what if it does work? What if you actually are brave enough and vulnerable enough to open yourself up to do something that you really want to do in your life, meaning quitting an old job so you can start a new job, quitting an old job so you can start your own business, starting a family, getting married, telling somebody that you love them for the first time. What if it does work in your favor? Instead of thinking of all the negative aspects of the things that may or may not happen in that existence, start thinking of the positive stuff. That's how you raise your vibration. That's how you actually love yourself. That's how you actually become extremely vulnerable in your life. And vulnerability does not, or bravery does not happen without vulnerability, right? So let's see what this Two of Swords represents, because yeah, I feel like there are new opportunities all around, but some of us can't see them because we're so blinded by all of the things that could go wrong that the universe, and when source, when God shines his light on us and says his, her light, its light, their light on us, and hands us a gift from the heavens, if your eyes are closed, you're not going to see this. You're not going to see that Ace of Pentacles just being handed to you. The Ace of Pentacles is a stable opportunity. It's new money. It's a raise. It's a new job. It's exactly what I was talking about. And you're not going to see, and by that gift, I don't mean it's just going to fall right into your lap. We all have to do the work, right? What I mean is you're not going to see the idea of, oh, wow, so I could go in this direction. Because what you're doing is you're saying, I'm not good enough to go in this direction, or I don't have enough strength, or I'm not brave enough. I'm too afraid to go in this direction. Even though the universe is giving you the idea and is actually saying, here, let me even open up a little path for you to make it just a little bit easier. It doesn't mean the whole time is going to be easy, but maybe this little tiny opening is going to help you a little bit to make your decision. If you're not seeing that and you're not open to it, you're going to miss out. And who knows when that gift is going to come along again, right? In the face of adversity, the Three of Swords on strength, sometimes things, sorry, I have to do it this way. Sometimes things happen in our life that are really, really painful. Nobody said life was easy. Nobody said that it was going to be hunky-dory and everything was going to be like the Emerald City. Even Dorothy had to fight her battles on the way to the Emerald City to get home, right? I don't know where that came from. I think it's like the courage of the lion, the lion's courage. I don't know why I'm thinking the Wizard of Oz. But that Three of Swords on strength is telling you that even in the face of pain and heartache and being afraid of something, the only reason why you're afraid is because your past told you to be afraid. It's like putting your hand on a hot stove. You're never going to do that again because it's going to burn you, right? This Three of Swords is just saying, I'm only thinking, because swords are thoughts, right? That's the memory of the pain is what haunts us. It's not the actual thing that happened. It's the memory of how we felt, right? That's the programming. You see where I'm coming from? You see how that's all kind of tying together when we talk about programming and how we have to release this. This is the Sun in Leo, trining Chiron. That's what these two cards represent. Shining the light on the deepest wounds that you have inside of you so you can heal them. Not so you can be miserable and cry all day under the covers. It's giving you a lesson of trusting yourself and being brave enough to trust yourself. Whatever those really super deep wounds are that you're holding on to, if you have to pause, do it in a way where you're looking at all perspectives, not just the sadness part, where you're looking at all of it and you're allowing all of it to surface. See? The more you hold on to, and some of this could have to do with money, could have to do with stability, could have to do with belonging, right? The Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles on the Hanged Man. The idea that you have to hold on to everything. If you look at Eight of Swords, she's blindfolded too. So she's not seeing the bigger picture, and that's all your own doing, right? She could easily get out of those swords. I call the Eight of Swords an imprisonment of your own mind and existence. And the reason why you're doing this is because you feel like things have to go a certain way. You are holding on to concepts. You're holding on to expectations. You're holding on to the way that you felt in the past and the way that you think that other people see you, and your fear of moving forward. It doesn't matter what other people think about your existence and what the hell you're doing. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your best friend. I don't care if it's somebody who's known you for 30 years. you're not the same person you were 30 years ago. You know? So that Four of Pentacles is saying you have to release, you have to let go. And Five of Swords, you have to stop lying to yourself and being in fear of what hasn't happened yet. Fear is an illusion. Fear doesn't actually exist. We make it up in our minds. All of the what ifs, all of the I can'ts. Is that really true? Because fear is also lying to you. We have the two of Cups on the Five of Swords. Some of you are afraid that you're never going to be in a relationship. Some of you are afraid that you're never going to love somebody. Some of you are afraid that somebody's not going to love you. That's where the loving yourself comes along. See how that worked with the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups? I also feel like this is an opportunity today for some of you to heal that wound, lying to yourself that you're not lovable. Right? Are you lying to yourself that you're not lovable, that nobody's ever going to love you the way that you are? Because I've been there. I lied to myself for a very, very long time, 31 years to be exact, that nobody was going to love me. But I also lied to myself saying that the only way that I could be lovable was if somebody else was loving me. Some of you are lying and saying to yourself and saying, the only way that I know that I am a lovable person, or the only way that I know I can be whole, is if I find my other half, if I find my other person, if I find my human, right? You have to find yourself first, and then your human shows up. 100% that is a true story. But do you know what the most brave and courageous thing that you could possibly do in your life? Give love to yourself. The bravest and most courageous thing that you could do in your life is to accept who you are unconditionally. Because it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Best thing, hardest thing. And I guarantee you that if you constantly are giving of yourself to other people over and over and over again, and you're not giving back to yourself, or you're around people that aren't giving back to you, you will regret not doing enough for yourself in this lifetime. When it's your time to transition over, because I see death as a transition and not as an ending, the journey never ends. When it's time for you to transition, many, many years from now, when it's time for you to transition, if your biggest regret is not being true to yourself, that is going to be the hardest part, right? And loving yourself is not being like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. No, that's just bitterness and anger and rage coming out. I have this hair that is tickling me, and I cannot with the tickle. It's driving me crazy. It's still there. I think it's gone. No. It's driving me crazy. And because it's black, oh, there, I think I got it. Because it's black, I can't see it. Let's see what this Ace of Cups and this Knight of Cups is representing for us. Because I feel like this is, oh yeah. First of all, don't be obsessed about who's coming into your life. First. Second, some of this is so karmic for a lot of you. So I have the Devil clarifying. Look at this Devil in this deck. Oof, that's like evil personified. The Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Some of you are going through so much karmic activity when it comes to this Two of Cups over here and this Five of Swords. Like the battle, the fight to be loved, right? And some of you are having to learn some really, really harsh lessons. And when I say some of you, I'm pointing the finger at me too, because I still have a lot of lessons to learn in loving myself. One of my very last lessons in learning how to love myself was taking care of myself physically. Seriously, because I could get into it, but I'm not going to. But we all are learning some very, very harsh lessons on loving ourselves right now. And the way for you to be vulnerable and is to show up for yourself. And how do you show up for yourself? Every single day you do one thing at least, because I will be 100% honest, every single thing that I do throughout the day, even if I'm helping somebody else, it's for me as well. And that's not even in a selfish way. It's every single thing that I do it deliberately to better myself, even if I'm helping someone else. So be very, very deliberate in your actions in loving yourself. Do at least one thing every single day that makes you feel good, that makes you smile, that brings you a high vibration. Whether it's reading a book, whether it's taking a bath, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's buying yourself flowers, whether it's buying your favorite dinner. I don't care what it is. If you don't have a lot of money, go outside and breathe in some fresh air and fill your lungs. That is you loving yourself, right? So this is one of those times in your life where you're having to see the karmic retributions, the karmic actions that you've taken over your entire life, where you've given so much of yourself to other people that the painful existence of all of it is too much to bear, right? And so now you have to look really deep into those wounds, thank you, Sun, Trine Chiron, to see what it is that you have to heal within yourself. And the end result is balance of heart and mind. Temperance on the Empress, balance of heart and mind, patience, love for yourself, starting something new, being creative, feeling like you are literally birthing something new into creation. That's what this time is all about. And allowing yourself to get past the peanut gallery and what everybody else has to say and think and everybody's opinions and all of that stuff that Leo season is not about focusing on other people. We have Leo season. Why are Leos so confident? Because they focus on themselves. Some of them can be a little bit arrogant, but for the most part, I know, I'm raising a little lion, raising a little Leo. And man, he's got the biggest heart I've ever known of anybody. He will just walk right up to a person. Somebody he knows. He'll walk right up to you and just wrap his arms around you and say, I love you. That's a Leo heart right there. But they also focus on themselves. And that's what Leo season is all about. It's all about shining your own light. So heal the wounds. Today is about recognizing what those deep wounds are and optimistically saying, I don't have to live in that programmed state of mind anymore. I don't have to be wounded by this anymore. I can move on. And if you're keeping yourself in a situation that's draining you, that doesn't love you, that you're not able to love yourself in, it's time to start thinking of how to remove yourself from that situation, because your soul is going to die in it. Maybe not die, but it'll be really sad. That's a little dramatic. It's Leo season. Time for the dramatics. I love it. All right, guys. I love you. Make sure you're getting your reading. If you want to get a personal reading in, please do it now so we can get you scheduled in the next couple of weeks. And I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And if it's Monday, if it's in Australia, have a wonderful Monday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.